friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today I have for you the first of I think what will be 2 May book hauls. I am expecting a few things in the mail, and I just the other day placed a book outlet order that I'm hoping arrives before the end of the month. I did see a notice that it's in shipping now, so hopefully that comes before the end of the month. But I also have 25 books here that I need to talk to you about. So I'm just gonna jump right in. Some of these you may have seen in other videos here and there, or if you follow me on Instagram stories, you may have seen me talk about library sales and such that I went to, but I never like collectively hauled them. So let me just go through what I have received or bought so far in the month of May. The first 2 I have here are actually from April, and I'm not sure where I got them, to be honest. So I'm just gonna tell you about them. The first is The Song of Hartgrove Hall by Natasha Solomons, and she's the author of The House at Tyneford, which I do have but have not read. The only thing I know about this is that it does have dual timelines and music plays a part in the storyline. I believe there's two brothers, and one of them falls in love with his brother's girlfriend or something along those lines. And then we have a 50 years later kind of a situation. One of the timelines is in 1946. So we'll have probably a modern day and then that just post World War II timeline. So sounds good. And I love a big house on the cover. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds good to me. And the other one I grabbed is a Charles Dickens devotional. Where did I get these from? I think this is from when I worked at the Richmond Library book sale that happened in April. I was a volunteer and I was very proud of myself for coming home with so few books. But this just looked really beautiful. It's in gorgeous condition. So there's snippets from Dickens books, but then like kind of a devotional thought to go with it in a verse. It's just really beautiful. This may end up being a gift at some point for someone. I couldn't resist bringing it home though, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it for myself personally or around Christmas time send it on to somebody as part of another gift. I think that would be really nice. On Independent Bookstore Day, that is the same day that I did my Little Free Library tour. So some of these you've already seen. I'll just go through them quickly. I grabbed Sophia's War from Avi. This is a middle grade, takes place in 1776. And this young girl's brother is a soldier being held on a British ship. So she kind of joins the revolution. It sounds really good. I love middle grade historical fiction. Then I also grabbed from my independent bookstore the 3rd book in the Land of Stories series. I have books 1 and 2, but this is the 2nd book, excuse me. I have books 1 and 3, but book 2 was never available at my Second and Charles where I normally get them. Thank you, Carter, for giving it to the book people, because that's where I found this one. This next pile of 5 are from Little Free Library. So if you watched that video, I apologize. I'm just going to repeat some of these. But I have a Newbery Award winner, Newbery Medal winner, When You Reach Me by Rebecca Stead. So this is another middle grade. I have a goal of reading all the Newbery winners. This one I'm not sure I'm going to end up keeping based on some thoughts that some of you shared with me already from that Little Free Library video, but My Absolute Darling by Gabrielle Talent. And I believe it's kind of a coming of age story, but I think that there are parts of it that are pretty brutal and graphic, and I'm not sure that this is going to be for me. It's from a Little Free Library. I can always just put it back in another Little Free Library. Lynn Sheen's The Last Time I Saw Paris, a breathtaking tale of love, courage, intrigue, and betrayal, beautifully written and heartfelt. That is by Pam Jenoff, the little blurb up at the top. I believe this is, 1940, set in Manhattan and Paris. Kind of a love story set with the backdrop of World War II. Not too shabby. The next 2 are Christian nonfiction. So I have Defiant Joy by Stacey Eldridge. Taking hold of hope, beauty, and life in a hurting world. Joy is my middle name, and I like to think that joy is a big part of my character and my personality. And I love the idea of defiant joy, that even in the face of horrible situations and horrible trouble, how is it that we can still have joy? That is something that I strive to live for, and I don't always succeed. But yeah, I just feel like this is the book for me. And then also Bread and Wine by Shauna Nyquist, a love letter to life around the table with recipes. So this is somewhat of a cookbook, but it also just talks about connecting with others and making really true, deep connections sort of around the table, and challenging you to be more hospitable and have people over and really be intentional about building relationships around the table. So I've heard good things about that one. The next 5 are, was it that same day? No. A couple weeks later, there was another library book sale that I was on my way to, but I learned about this church that was having a huge yard sale, garage sale kind of a thing as well. So the next 5 I found in that church in the book room. So these were all 50 cents a piece. I grabbed Crazy Rich Asians. This is the movie cover, which I don't love, but I'm very excited to read this book. I really want to see the movie, but I have to read the book first. I don't think I need to say anything more about that book. And then I picked up The Widow of the South by Robert Hicks. It's a historical fiction, Civil War South, based on a true story. This woman's home, war breaks out on her land, and her plantation home turns into a Confederate Army hospital. And it's pretty brutal. And I believe there's a bit of a love story in there as well. So 50 cents can't be beat. The next 3 are all by Priscilla Shirer, who was the main actress in The War Room. If you saw that movie, she is a fantastic speaker, and I've done her study Armor of God before and loved it. So I have a book by her called Fervent, A Woman's Battle Plan for Serious, Specific, and Strategic Prayer. And then 2 more Bible study books, One in a Million and He Speaks to Me, Preparing to Hear from God. So I just think these are great for my own personal spiritual growth. I'm excited about those. And I really love Priscilla Shirer. I'll put a picture over here in case you don't know who she is. Maybe you'll recognize her face. And then I went to a library book sale, and it was a fill a bag for $10. But turns out that Friday they were swamped with people, and they picked the place clean. There was not really very much left, which was kind of disappointing. I had gone to the sale last year and did fill a bag for $10. I went in the fall as well, and I walked in and I'm like, man, there's not very much here. I did find 3 things, so I'll share those with you, but I definitely did not fill a bag for $10. This is a nonfiction, I believe. Lady Elmina and the Real Downton Abbey, The Lost Legacy of Highclere Castle. So this is just a book that tells the story behind Highclere Castle, which is the inspiration for Downton Abbey. So I'm sure we're going to get some upstairs, downstairs, some like what was life really like for the people who actually lived in this castle. Sounds very interesting. I'm not sure when I'll ever get to it, but I'm glad that I found it. Then I have a Margaret Atwood book, Orcs and Crake. So this is kind of a post-apocalyptic tale which combines social satire with prophecy in a way, like things could possibly end up this way. I'm not really sure what this is going to be about, but I am very interested in reading more from Margaret Atwood. I would also love to reread Handmaid's Tale kind of before the 3rd season comes out of the show. I am interested in reading more from her. It's kind of scary to think of the potential of our world if we continue down some of the paths we've been taking. It is pretty scary to think of. But also from that library sale, I grabbed another Christian nonfiction called Uninvited by Lisa Turkhurst, which is living loved when you feel less than, left out, and lonely. And sometimes as an older single person, loneliness is a big thing that I deal with. I'm not purposefully left out of conversations where families are talking about their kids, but that just kind of happens, and people tend to gravitate towards people that are like them, and it's just sometimes difficult, probably more often than not, just in my own mind, not in reality. But I just feel like this would be a good one for me as well, again, for that kind of personal spiritual growth. 2 wonderful women sent me books this month, and I did share this, I think, on Insta stories, but not on my channel at all. The lovely Teresa, one of my subscribers, has sent me an early birthday present. Even though my birthday's not till July, she's the sweetest. She got an extra copy of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, so she kind of threw this in last minute, and I'm excited because I didn't own a copy of that one. And then also she sent me The Huntress by Kate Quinn, and I'm very excited because it's definitely a book that's been on my radar. I know it's been getting a little bit of mixed reviews from people, but it's definitely one that I'm very interested in reading. And it's about a woman who's a spy during World War War II, I believe. So more than a spy, I think she hunts down people and kills them brutally. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, this just sounds so good. I'm taking a minute to read the description. So it takes place post-World War II. A young girl, Nina, is growing up on the edge of Soviet Russia, dreaming of flight, fearing nothing. When the tide of war sweeps over her homeland, she gambles everything to join the infamous Night Witches, an all-female night bomber regiment wreaking havoc on Hitler's Eastern Front. So it starts out, I guess, during the war. But when she is downed behind enemy lines and thrown across the path of a lethal Nazi murderess known as the Huntress, Nina must use all of her wits to survive. Then we have British war correspondent Ian, who has witnessed the horrors of war from Omaha Beach to the Nuremberg trials. He abandons journalism after the war to become a Nazi hunter. Yet one target continues to elude him, and that's the Huntress. Fierce, disciplined Ian must join forces with brazen, cocksure Nina, the only witness to escape the Huntress alive. But a shared secret could derail their mission unless Ian and Nina force themselves to confront it. So it looks like the Huntress, who was killing people, is now the one who is hunted. It just sounds like it's going to be action-packed and exciting. Then my lovely friend Lisa, who some of you may remember from Brand New Book Smell channel, she no longer makes videos, but she sent me a book as a surprise this month, and she sent me Courting Mr. Lincoln by Louis Bayard. And this is a historical fiction surrounding Lincoln himself. And we have two perspectives in here, Mary Todd and also Joshua Speedwell, who was Lincoln's roommate. A page-turning tale of love, longing, and forbidden possibilities. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a gorgeous cover too. I love it. This last 5 books I got from a book swap that I did through Instagram called like Spring Cleaning Book Swap. So you're supposed to go through your shelves and take 5 books that you would send to somebody else. So I got paired up with somebody and sent her a box of books from my shelves, and she sent me a box. We both signed up for the surprise category. I think you could choose a specific genre or you could choose surprise me, and I chose surprise me. And I think I'm pretty excited about these. It's mostly a thriller, a thriller haul, but not all of them. So I don't know anything about these thrillers because I don't read a lot of thrillers, but let me know if any of these are really good. So we have Before She Knew Him. Oh, and the other thing about thrillers is that I don't really want to read too much of the synopsis because I don't want to be spoiled for anything. I don't really want to go in knowing anything. So just let me know if you think that there's something in here that I wouldn't like, or if you think I would really enjoy it. So we have Before She Knew Him by Peter Swanson, which obviously was a book of the month pick from March 2019, not that long ago. The other 2 thrillers are The Dinner by Herman Cook. I don't know how to say that. I believe this one is about next door neighbors who have a meal together, but during the meal, the baby of the family next door goes missing or dies or something along those lines. And how did that happen? I think that's what this is about. And the other thriller is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is not in the greatest condition, but that's okay because I probably wouldn't keep it. I didn't love Girl on the Train. I found the book to be a quick read, but I'm really not a fan of unreliable narrators. So sometimes it works, I guess, but sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not sure about this one either, Into the Water. The other 2 books that she sent me are Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rifka Brunt. I don't think this is a thriller. I think this is like literary fiction. Historical fiction, 1987. That's not quite historical fiction. And I think it's about this young girl and her uncle and their relationship and kind of a bit of a coming of age. Someone in my Instagram, when I posted that I received these on the day we were supposed to share our swap books, someone said this is one of their all-time favorite books. I feel like I've had a copy of this on my shelves before and unhauled it at some point, so we'll see. Maybe I need to give it a chance with a try chapter or something. And then finally is another Christian nonfiction. So she did good figuring out who I am a little bit, but we have The Ragamuffin Gospel by Brennan Manning. And someone mentioned that this, if I liked Blue Like Jazz by Donald Miller, then I would like this one. And I did really like Blue Like Jazz. So I don't know if this is little essays. I'm not really sure. Kind of like, what is the gospel? for those of us who feel a little bit like ragamuffins. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm excited to give that one a try as well. So yeah, 25 bucks. And I'm gonna have another haul before the end of the month. That's kind of insane, but also kind of exciting, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm not gonna try to hold these up. Let me know if you've read any of them, or if you think I should pass them along or put them in the box that's in my car for little free libraries. I'm really excited about most of them. And yeah, I love chatting with you down in the comments, so share your thoughts with me down there. No spoilers, of course. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will definitely be talking to you in another video very soon. Bye!